And we're live. Salam.
Salam, peace to everyone.
Yeah, and today my wife is joining me for this session as Imran could not be with us. He's got some stuff to do, and she has kindly accepted the task of being my co host. So I'm going to put first, just for some housekeeping, I'm going to put this link and I will pin it so whoever wants to join the conversation, they can they can join it at their convenience. Okay, so that I think it's there, yeah. So salam, and there's some peace within purpose. I wonder who that is, yeah. So why are there three people here? First of all, why am I've got two of me here, yeah. Interesting.
We
Anyway,
can only see one of you, so
yeah,
I
okay.
don't
Now
know.
it's better.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's wait a little bit. So what we decided was we're gonna
read.
read a passage, yeah,
Yeah, from the Quran,
from the Quran,
and
and
I suggested chapter 71.
yeah. So nobody
Noah.
else gave any suggestions. So basically, we will read some of chapter 71. I don't know if we'll be able to finish it, but we'll what we will do is spend say 20, 30 minutes reading and explaining what's going on, and then we can have some questions on that, and after that we can have general questions if someone else has some other queries or questions regarding what they want to talk about, then we can go into those things, yeah. So chapter 71. So yeah, it's Umar, peace within purpose. That's Umar. The summer is here, and that's about it, I guess. Yeah. So, okay, so let me bring up chapter. So we're gonna read chapter 71, which is called Noah. Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So just as a preamble to this, Noah. If I mean, most people know Noah is associated with the flood, which most who associate him with the flood don't believe the flood occurred. Yeah. Those who hold the Bible and the Quran, and they still argue about where is the evidence for it. And some of them have found evidence of some ship marooned in Turkey, or I don't know where it is. But like, we don't need any evidence. The evidence is the book itself. That is the truth from God, and it is mentioned clearly in the Torah, in the Injil, and the Quran. This story clearly.
Yep.
Noah, who was a messenger of God, one of the highest from mankind, amongst the top 10, 12 of all of mankind. Noah was one of them, and he was obviously at the end of the sequence from Adam and his spouse down to Noah. And those generations are mentioned in the Torah if somebody wants to go and read that. And they all lived to up to 1,000 years. Uh, that should dispel how mankind started, because Adam and his spouse didn't die in like 80 years. They were alive till whatever, 900 odd, or whatever it was, 970, I don't remember, but it was in the 900 odd region. And that's how mankind started, with those two um, entities, Adam and his spouse. And
Yes.
from them came the progenies down to Noah. And Noah himself lived to 950 years. I want to specify this, specifically clarify this, to understand these statements that are happening in this chapter are not one day to another or 1 minute to another. Yeah. It is over centuries this stuff happened with Noah. In the Bible, the story goes that the flood came in the 600th year of Noah's life. And Noah then, after the flood, uh, stayed on the earth till what, 350 more years, 950. I don't know how long the flood lasted, but whenever it ended, he reestablished the earth with his progeny. From then to another, what, 350 odd years. And his progeny were the ones who were saved on the earth when the flood came. Everybody else was destroyed. All other lines of mankind from Adam down to Noah were cut. From then on, only Noah's line is on the earth, i.e., all
Mm.
of us are the progeny of Noah on the earth, everyone, including the sons of Israel, including the Arabs, including the Chinese or the Far East, Japanese, all those places, the
Yeah.
Africans, all of them are progenies of Noah on the earth. No one else was left standing. And even from the progeny of Noah, we have the example of his woman who did not survive that flood. She was one of the rejectors, and she's burning in the fire. And one of his sons, the clear example in the book is. So let's start how this goes. So starts with, surely we sent Noah to his people, that warn your people from before that it comes to them punishment grievous. So God says to Noah, go and warn your people before it comes to them the punishment. So this is the way of all messengers. There's no messenger that comes to the earth that has any other message than this. Every messenger is sent at the end of that cycle, of that generation, of that people, or that city, depends. I mean, God sometimes just sends a messenger to a city and destroys the city. God sends the messenger to all of mankind and destroys all of mankind. In this case, it was all of mankind at that time. They were all destroyed except Noah. Similarly, all the cities that he sends messengers to, whoever follows the messenger is saved at the end, and whoever doesn't is either destroyed or punished severely. So what does Noah say? Obviously, he's been told to warn, so he says, "O my people, surely I to you a warner clear, that serve the God and fear him and obey me." And this is the way of all messengers. There's
Yes.
no difference. I say the same thing. There's no difference in us. We don't come with a different message. The one guy, no, no, I'm just a lover. So don't fear God and don't disobey me. Yeah, don't serve Him. Yeah, no, this is the same message from Noah, and they were obviously the same message before Noah as well, for all the messengers, including Adam. He will forgive to you from your crimes, and He will delay you to a term summed. Surely term of the God, when comes, not he delays, if you were you knowing. So he's warning them, serve God, fear him, and obey me. And by doing that, he will forgive you
Yeah.
your crimes, and he will delay you to a term sum, which is the end of the people, or end of your life, the hour of your death, whichever comes first. So, but when the term comes, he's not going to delay it. And you better know, yeah, if you were you knowing. So now, obviously, he said this, and now he says, Lord, surely I called my people night and day. So now, wow, this is going on for centuries. Huh? You have to understand, that's why I gave you the preamble. This has been going on now for centuries, he's been telling them. And now this statement at sign number 5 is his exasperation now. He turns to God and he says, Lord, surely I called my people night and day, but not it adds them my calling except running. Oh, guess what? Does any other messenger's calling cause anything except running? No,
No.
the same
No.
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing every time. There's no difference. It's going to be the same. The person is going to be different. The destruction is going to be different. The people are going to be different, but the sequence is going to be the same. And surely all of what I call them to you are forgiving to them. They make their fingertips and their ears, and they cover their clothes, and they're strict, and they're arrogantly arrogant. Now look around. What happens? I mean, I've been doing this for 17 years. If anything other than this has happened, then I'll be surprised. And I'm not, because it hasn't. It's been 17 years.
Yes.
Then surely I call them openly. Then surely I announced to them, and I insisted to them insisting. But I said, so he's saying to them, as if God doesn't know, by the way. But I said, ask forgiveness of your Lord. Surely he is forgiving. He will send the heaven over you abundantly, and he will add you with wealth and sons, and he will make to you gardens, and he will make to you rivers. So he's telling them in the world as well, ask forgiveness.
Yep.
He's forgiving. He will send everything to you, add wealth and sons, gardens. What do you not you expect into God heavily? This is the insisting, right? I mean, this is the insisting that he's talked about.
Yes.
Uh, and has created you steps. Like, I mean, we're all created in steps. If you look at the evolution of the sperm and the egg to our coming out as babies, and then it's all an evolution. We've grown in steps here. Yeah. Don't you see how God, don't you see how created the God seven heavens staged? So now, for those who think God is evolving the heavens and the earth since the beginning to now, yeah, no, they were all created. There were seven heavens when Adam came to this earth. There were seven heavens before Adam came to this earth when he was created in the last creation in the garden up there from where we were thrown out. There have been seven heavens from the time he created the heavens and the earths. There was one when he brought it together with the earth, he then separated into seven heavens, staged. You know, some people say stage meaning it's on one stage. No, they're staged one over the other. They're staged. And made the moon in them light and made the sun lamp. So now here in this sign, you can translate this as and made the moons in them light and made the sun's lamps. Yeah, or lamps, whatever you want to call it. So this can be translated both ways. I leave it to just one moon and one sun, but they're most likely, I mean, I can't 100% confirm that. I haven't been there. There are other moons and suns in the other heavens and the earths above us. What kind, we don't know. Because in here, the word fihinna is in them, meaning the heavens, talking about the heavens, all seven, or it could mean surely in her, which is the heaven one. So if you translate, it would be one heaven would be fiha here in Arabic. I'm just telling it for those who know Arabic, by the way. Fiha would be in her. So that would certainly mean one heaven. When it says fihinna, it has to be multiple female conscious beings, alive things. Or it could also be translated as surely in her, because the N or the noon in Arabic is an emphasizer. So in them I write here because I'm pointing to the heavens here when I translated. A moon in them, and of course they are in them as well, because all of the heavens are above the moon and the sun. So you can look at it as this only possibly says there's only one moon and one sun, or it can say there are many moons and many suns. But there are places in other parts of the Quran which confirms that there are more moons and suns, the way the signs are written in many places in the Quran. And you can go and confirm that by looking at the Arabic and understanding in many places it can mean one or many. And in many places it can only mean many. And in many places it can only mean one. So it's talking about all these things in different parts of the Quran. And the God grows you from the earth growing. That's where we're grown from here, in these bodies, not the soul. Then he will return you in her, and he will take you out, taking out. So now he's telling you you're going to be put back in the earth, and you're going to be taken out from it, taking out. And the God makes to you the earth expansive, to your slithering from her paths diverse. So, I mean, he's giving you the whole picture of what's going on and what he said to them, and they don't listen. And if you look at me, I've been saying all of this for what, 10, 15 years now? Same
Yes.
thing. We don't say anything other than that. How can we? It's the same thing. It's the same situation. So now let's continue. We can continue here. And then Noah said after that, Lord, surely they disobey me, and they follow one, not he adds him, his wealth and his sons except loss. So they follow the one who only adds loss to them. And who is that? Satan, obviously.
Yep.
And the rejectors and the high ones in the earth, the leaders. and they plot a plot great, and they say, don't you surely leave your gods, and don't you surely leave Wadda, and not Su'a, and not Yahusa, and Yauqa and Nasra. So these are the gods they had back then, or their leaders who were pretending to be gods like Pharaoh. You can make it as you want, yeah, because they make gods of things that you can see and things that you cannot see. And have they made astray many? And don't you add the wrongdoers except astray? Now he's getting mad. Yeah, you can see the whole the insistence stopped up here, and then he says this, which is now he's at a level of anger and hate that is grown to an extreme level, where he's telling them, God, don't add them except as strangers. Before he's asking them to be guided, forgive. God is forgiving. Believe me, obey me. He will forgive you. All this stuff, and now over. Yeah, game over. God, destroy them fundamentally. Add only as strangers to them. And then what does the Spirit say? From what they faulted, they were drowned, but they entered fire, but not they found to themselves from other than the God helpers. So that's what happened to them. The flood, everybody was destroyed, drowned, and they're in the fire burning, all of them. And Noah's wife, spouse, or woman, and his son, they're all burning in the fire under our feet. And then said Noah, so this is extreme anger and hatred now from Noah. Lord, and he's turning to the God, yeah, Lord, don't you leave over the earth from the rejectors a home. Destroy them all. That's what it means, by the way, if you don't get it. Surely if you leave them, they will make astray your servants, and not will they birth except wicked rejectors. This is the hatred Noah has grown from all the way. This is, you talk about hundreds of years, yeah? That's why I told you the preamble was going on. Then he finally says, Lord, forgive to me and to my two parents, and to one who enters my home believing, and to the believing men and the believing women. And don't you add the wrongdoers except destruction. Do you see this anger of this messenger? And he's talking to God here. And guess what God did after that? Yes,
Yes, destroyed them all,
destruction.
drowned them.
That's what's coming to these people now. They don't understand when the messenger arrives, the only end is the destruction of the people. There is nothing else that's going to happen except the end of the destruction of the people. And that's what's coming to these people. Whether I'm alive to witness it or whether I'm not, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So can you talk a little about the term? Because it says when come terms.
Term sound. Okay. So
Yeah.
every soul has a term sound. Each one of us has a term on the earth. And when that term completes, we die. So when we are in a people, the term of the people may not be the same as our term. Like we may be dead before the people are destroyed. So there's a term for the people, or a generation, or a city that the messenger comes to, or generally the death of a soul. So all of them are terms, yeah. So when the term of the people come, and all the things that have to occur have occurred, and God's term is complete, he does not delay that hour, and he does not bring it forward. It's not about time. People talk about time, yeah, that we are here for a certain amount of time, and then we
Die.
are
Then we
are
die
dead
or
by
die.
time. But it's
Yeah.
not just time. Time is just one factor. There is a bunch of other terms that have to complete, and then that will make the end for the soul, and then generally for the people as well. You get it?
Yes.
So basically, when the term completes, God will not push the hour back or bring it forward. Now, when is the hour coming to this people? I don't know. God hasn't told me. God told Saleh 3 days before the end was coming to them. He told Lot and Abraham the night before the destruction on the people of Lot, which is called Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. He told them the night before. And Noah, he informed, God knows how much time before, he told them that build the ships and now they're going to be drowned. Don't address me in the wrongdoer. So God knows how long that was, a year, 2 years, 10 years. How many years did he take to build that ark? I don't know. or the arks, the ships. I see them as ships. There was not one ship. There were many ships of the same exact construction that Noah made with the inspiration of God and the Spirit and the angels. So let's look at some questions here. One question is, Adam was higher than Noah according to the Quran? No, they're all at the same rank. I don't know who's higher than who. They're all at the top of the hierarchy of man. Adam, Noah, the family of Abraham, and family of Imran. They are the highest. Now, you can argue which of them is higher than the other. I'm not going to argue that. Does the Big Bang Theory align with the Quran? No, it's bullshit. Okay. Does it mean that the final day of standing, let's bring this up. Does it mean that the final day of standing will be the one when death will come to the heavens and the earth and we will meet our. No, heavens and the earth are not going to be destroyed. Only this heaven and this earth will be destroyed, not the other six. That's where we're going to go from here. And the rest are going to go into the hellfire and left behind, as they say. So yeah, that is no way. Not the whole heavens and the earth are not getting destroyed at the last hour. This heaven and this earth and the sun and the moon here and the stars, they are all going to be destroyed. This is the lowest heaven. This will be destroyed that day, no doubt about it. The other heavens and the earth, they will change to others because God's throne is going to come down that day after the destruction and the judgment sets up on this earth. This earth will be made plain, absolutely flat, and then we will be brought out, all of us, however that is. Whether we come out from the fire or we come from the garden into this earth, we'll be all lined up. We will be all judged, the final judgment. And then we'll be sent on our way to the garden or into the hellfire. There is no other midway path that day. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
text is too difficult. I will join audio next time. Okay, great. Or not. Okay, so that's the end of that. That's all the questions in this. Fantastic. So we are now short of themes to talk about at this moment. So you can bring
Okay.
up.
You did ask me once that a prayer and serving God, the same thing, or is it something different?
I mean, serving God is doing what He tells you, and prayer is one of that, right? But
That's
prayer is not the same as serving God. Servitude of somebody is what you do what they tell you to do, right?
yes.
Is it only prayer that God tells you to do?
No, he tells
Okay,
us to
so
do a lot of.
obviously prayer and servitude are linked but not the same thing. Absolutely. Prayer is communicating with someone. And with God you communicate with your heart. You talk to God in your heart. The heart communicates with God, nothing else. You cannot communicate by speaking from your mouth if your heart is not connected to God. You can, but your heart has to be connected, so your mouth doesn't need to open. You talk to God in your heart and He answers in your heart. Your chest is where the inspiration initiates, and then from there it goes to your intellect when you think about it, and then you act upon it depending on what you understand, like Noah did. It's all inspiration. This Quran is an inspiration. He inspires this Quran to the messengers and to the believers, but primarily to the messenger. The Quran is for the messenger to bring guidance to his people. And it never works. Just like the Bible did not work, the Torah did not work, and any other book that God sent did not work. They did not hold on to those books. They did not hold on to the promise. They disobeyed. They said they believe, and they did not believe. Their hearts did not believe. They're hypocrites, most of mankind are not resolute to their promise. That's the way God found Adam as well in the first creation. He did not find resoluteness in Adam. He tested him and he failed. So we're all being tested now.
And the other thing is that we don't realize that when you tell us or things to do, and if we react negatively, you're actually bringing us the command of God, what the Quran is saying, and you're not doing it because of your desires or your thoughts or whatever. You are bringing us the message of God, and bringing us towards salvation, and we don't realize that. We think that, you are inventing these things. Like, when I say we, I mean generally the mankind, right? They think that you want to be high, or you are high, obviously. You are chosen by God, so whether the people accept it or don't accept it, but that's what the people argue, right? Like, he just wants to be better than the others, and he's just inventing things over God, and we haven't heard this before. Our fathers did not tell us this. And I mean, of course, I mean, I can say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way of all mankind. If you look at Noah as well, the example of Noah is perfect. They accuse him that he wants to be high, he wants to be graced over you. Uh, we don't need to be graced over you, we already are.
Exactly.
We don't need you to grace us over you. God graces us over you. You can accept it or reject it. It makes no difference to the fact that we are graced above all of you, the
Yeah.
messengers of God. So do we come here and say, hey, hey, grace us. Tell us that we're graced over you.
Yeah.
Or hey, hey, make us messengers. Write us to us a certificate that we're messengers of God.
Yeah.
That's what we come here and tell everyone, right? I mean, read it's
Yeah.
all over the Quran, right? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No,
Sarcasm.
no, I know, I understand. Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
not the way it is. We are sent with the message, we are sent with authority, and we are given the power to deliver it,
Yes.
to deliver the message of God. We have the authority and given the power, and we have the responsibility. It's not like I have a choice. If I
Exactly.
choose not to deliver this message, then you go and read the story of Jonah. That's what's going to happen to me. But I have already delivered the message. It's complete. I'm just doing minor things here and there and waiting for the command of God to appear on the earth, which every passing year it becomes more and more clear that it's coming. It's coming to these people. They don't realize it, and they're rejoicing with what comes to them from the knowledge of the life of the world. That's what they did every time. When comes the clarities from God through us, the messengers, the people on the earth, they rejoice with the knowledge that reaches them in the life of the world. What knowledge is that? Science, technology, making homes, making gold and silver and ornaments and all the other garbage that they do on the earth. That's what they end up doing every time. It's the same thing. There is no difference. There's no difference in one generation to the other. Their hearts are similar. They're hypocrites, they're doubters, they're rejectors, they're wicked, and they birth wicked people, and they make them wicked like themselves, and they rejoice that as the glorification of what man needs to be. And me and us and the believers are, oh, what's wrong with these people? They're not guided as good as we are. We are guided better than them. Look at them. And the hypocrites from the believers will also say that the rejectors are better guided than
Yeah.
those who believe. And then God will show them who is guided soon. He tells me, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they're plotting. We have you.
And they also marvel that, or marvel, or there's a wrong but they say that, look at us, the rejectors, like, there are so many.
Hmm.
And you, the believers, who is following you or who are with you, but they don't realize that the whole of the unseen is behind you. And
Yeah,
like, if you count, like, I don't know however many people there are in this world, billions, 8 billion, 9 billion, I don't know. But if every, like, if no, I know every human man has two angels. So there you go. I mean, the math is pretty obvious, right? Like, how many, like, the unseen forces of God, like, who is stronger? I mean,
absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
like
And
we are outnumbered at the least 2 to 1, and most likely 100 to 1. We're outnumbered. There's no hope for us to try and fight God and his messengers. The
exactly.
only problem is the only representative on the earth is that one guy like me alone that they see. And what's wrong with this guy? He's crazy. He needs some psychiatric help. He's deluded. He's deranged. He needs to be helped. He's lost it. He's not working to get his promotion and his retirement and his
Empire.
career and all that stuff. And they think that causes a man to be crazy, that he's not going after the life of the world, while
Yeah.
the opposite is true. Those who don't run after the life of the world and they just live like normal humans that require nothing more than food, water, clothing and a place to live, that's it. That's all you need. And then enjoy and play and love and hate and and procreate, and then eventually you will die. There's no escape from death.
Yeah.
People think there's an escape from death. They've got another thing coming. And there's no escape from death. I've been saying it forever, and the examples on the earth are clear. And who survived? Do
Yeah.
you see a man who's over 150 years old? Not even close. I mean, if you get a 110-year-old guy, that's an achievement. Yeah, there's a few of those running around, but
Yeah.
that's about it. Most die around 85, 80, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, true.
So anyway,
So,
here's a question from Omar. Can it be said that worship is to be alone with God without sin or evil, and that serving Him means to serve Him as a believer physically and mentally within the space of this world? Um, Alone with God without, no. How can you be without sin and evil? Unless you're Jesus. I mean, we cannot serve God without sinning and doing evil. It's impossible for us unless we're purified like Jesus. The rest of us, we serve God to the ability that we have. Obviously, physically do the work that God tells you to do to gain favor from Him and forgiveness. Yeah, and in your heart, mentally, I don't know what mentally is. This mentally is you're mental. If you think it's mentally, it's the heart and the soul. Yeah, the intellect is subservient to the heart and soul. That's why they get to your heart. These satans, they need to get to your heart, not your mind, and they find that pathway through your mind to your heart and by inspiration in your chest. The Satan, when does that happen? When you're against God. When you are against God, rejecting, rebelling, doubting, the opening comes. Yeah.
and then God assigns a Satan to you, like,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that depends at the level you get to, right? It's not just automatic. If you're doing a little evil, I mean, if you do a little evil and Satan, no, that's not how it works. You have
no,
to be
no,
beyond a certain level of rejection, doubt, hypocrisy that he says, I mean, doing no sin and committing no evil. How can you do that, man? I
no,
just told you, you cannot not commit a sin and not commit evil. We are intrinsically wicked and we are intrinsically pious. Unless the wicked is completely washed away, we cannot be um, completely pure. And the only one is Jesus. I don't know of anyone else. Some may have been purified. I can say the possibility is Mary for sure, one of them, and maybe even Abraham. I don't know of anyone else who was completely purified in this life. I have no knowledge of that. To what level each messenger was purified was his striving to work in the serve God to the best of his ability. And then God chose whoever he wanted and he purified whoever he wanted. But that doesn't mean that if you're not pure and you commit sin or commit evil, that you're going to hell for that. No, you need to be aware of what evil and sin is and prevent that from occurring. That's all. And if you falter or you make a mistake, you turn to God and ask His forgiveness and then double down on making sure you don't do it again. That's it. I mean, look at Moses' example.
yeah,
Moses killed a soul and then he asked forgiveness of God. God forgave him. Moses said, okay, with what you have favored upon me, I will not be a backer to the wrongdoers, the evil. Yeah. And the next day he went out and tried to kill another soul. So it's not like we are, in a way, perfect the day we accept that we are wrong. It takes time to turn. It takes a long time for some. And for some, they never turn. And most of the mankind never even tries to turn towards God. They are just happy with the life of the world. And they're oblivious about what is to come. Nobody talks about death except in passing and only when it occurs to those nearest to them.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, now we're getting into, like, let me bring this up. So, for perspective, if a person alone inside a room contemplating life, is he still somehow sinning and is still somehow evil? Yes. Yes, he is. You don't have to do things to be evil, okay? It's what you believe, to the level you believe, that makes you less and less evil. The actions are far less than your faith. The more you believe in the true reason for life, the truth of life, the more you become that in your heart and soul, keeps you away from evil, which is connecting with God. What does it say? Make constant the prayer and bring the purity. You know, the morons in the earth, they will tell you stand the prayer and give the charity. What a gong show. What a complete nonsense, garbage statement that has been completely twisted to destroy the fundamental aspect of how you purify yourself. The way you purify yourself is to connect to God, which is prayer, and He will bring you purity. The more you connect, the more constant is that connection, the more you contemplate on your own soul's evils, the things you think. You know, some of the thought is evil, which all of you do, all of us do. I push it away as much as I can. Does it still come? Absolutely. That is evil as well. So, don't try and make up nonsense. People just want to make up nonsense into this physical act of evil. No, it's not just physical.
Yeah.
It is your faith and level of faith. And who's going to be 100% pure in faith? No one, not even me. Yeah, Jesus, the only one I know. He's the only one who is absolutely perfect in faith from mankind, by the way. The angels and all those other people in the unseen, you don't talk about them. They are far beyond our understanding and how they operate.
Yep. And there are a couple of signs, right? I don't know if this is out of context or not, but one of the signs says that I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but it says enter in submission enough.
Yeah, it says
Uh,
that.
and the other sign that I was thinking about, that if you stay away from greater of the evil and the lewdnesses,
Yeah,
I think that I don't know how it goes, but something about that, right? Because, like what you said, that none of us are pure. We have, we do evil, and every day, something or the other we are doing that we disobey God, and then you're like, oh my God, why did this happen? And then and it, like you say, even thoughts, right? Like thoughts come to us, and then you immediately seek refuge with God, right, to stop those thoughts from
I mean,
coming.
yeah, but it still doesn't work sometimes.
No, no, you're
So, I
right.
mean, you can do whatever you want. You have to fight that out of your soul fundamentally and
Yeah,
the heart, and
yeah,
then the mind will follow. If you let the mind control your heart, which they tell you to do, yeah, think
yeah,
straight,
yeah,
use your head, not your heart. How many times have you heard that?
yeah,
Oh, that's the flip. That is a complete flip because the head is big headed, and the moment it thinks it's figured out two things on the earth, it's immediately make you God. You
yeah,
make yourself God with that. This is like all the people on the earth today. That's what they do. They make themselves God because they know two things, or two, three things about what's going on in the seen world, which is all a deception. It's a delusion. It's a hoax. It's transitory. It will end. All that is here will be destroyed. The next generation will create other nonsense, just like the last generation created other nonsense, which we don't know about. The nonsense we create, we say, oh, we're the most advanced, we're the most uh, sophisticated, we're the most enlightened, we have the most knowledge. All this stuff, yeah, garbage, absolute nonsense. Yeah, there are no spirits, so I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, he's bringing nonsense from his soul today. He's back to his old thought of that he knows something. Would it be actually the spirits are higher creation? There are no spirits. There is only one spirit, okay? Gabriel. He is the only spirit of God. There are no spirits as plural. There is one spirit. His name is Gabriel. He is the highest messenger of God. He is the most powerful messenger of God. There is no messenger, there is no creation under him that can supersede him under God. He only reports back to God, no one else. You can't tell Gabriel anything. He will tell you, just like you can't tell me anything. I will tell you. But there are many behind me telling me. In Gabriel's case, there's only God telling him behind him. There is no one above Gabriel under God. This is like,
he,
delusion. People
yeah,
go into delusion, self delusion.
yeah. He blows life into all of us,
Yeah,
the Holy
that's
Spirit.
how he blew life into us. I'll show you this. I was reading it yesterday. I'll bring up this chapter, which people just glaze over. Yeah, they don't even understand what's going on in this book. It's beyond their understanding. So in chapter 32, where God is talking about creating man, yeah.
Yes.
So let's see where. So let's start from sign number 5. He ponders the command from the heaven to the earth. Then it rises to him in a day, is measure of it 1,000 years from what you count. That knower of the unseen and the witnessed, the mighty, the merciful, the one who makes good everything its creation, and initiated creation of the man from sulfur. This is our first creation. We were created from teen, which is sulfur. Then makes his lineage from a chain from fluid lowly, which is what? The sperm, the shitty fluid that we are created from. Yeah. And he misses out here. He doesn't write here. Then he created us from dust. After he created from sulfur, then from chain, because Adam and his spouse weren't created from this fluid. They were
Yeah.
created on this earth from dust, and he made them and blew life into them. Then shapes him and blows in him from his spirit, and makes to you the hearing and the sights and the intellect. Little what you thank. And they say, is when we astray in the earth, are we surely to be in creation new? But they with meeting of their Lord reject her. So understand this. He, the Arabic, ثُمَّ سَوَّاهُ وَنَفَخَ فِيهِ مِن رُوحِهِ. So ruh is the word for spirit, ruh, and he is him. Him points to God. In him is the man. So blows in him from his spirit. So it's the spirit Gabriel who gives life to all our bodies. He blows the soul into our bodies, and that's how we are given life here. He is the giver of life with the command of God. What are you talking about? I don't know what you can now stop this nonsense before I kick you out. Sir, Michael has not been identified in the Quran as an angel or a spirit. He's been identified as a messenger, and he's one of the angels. Okay? I don't know what nonsense you're uttering here. So could that mean that he could also be a saint? No. There is only one spirit. I just told you. Since the God is the only one who is one. I am one. There is no other one of me, you fool. You are one. There is no other one of you, you fool. Everybody is one. There is no other one of them. What is wrong with your mentality? Craziness is in your head. I think you've had too much weed to smoke today or some other substance. You're going crazy in the head. Don't argue with me. Otherwise, you will end like most others who have argued with me. Total nonsense comes out of people's mouths. Yeah, they have no understanding and they spew garbage from their mouth and they say, I was just asking questions. Yeah, stop asking nonsensical questions. You don't understand. Don't argue with me. I know from God what all of you do not know altogether on the earth today, okay? All you 8 billion, you put together all your knowledge, it will not come to the knowledge that I have of God, okay? So understand where you people stand in front of me, each one of you. Oh, he's being high and mighty. Yeah, because I have the right to be. I have the authority to be. And I've been given the power to tell you that from my mouth. Okay? And I will continue until the end, until I'm dead. Then you can make yourselves gods after that, as you all do today on the earth. You think you're gods because you have wealth and power. You have some knowledge, 2 bits of knowledge of the Quran, and you're trying to teach me. You are arguing. Don't tell me other than that. You are not, I've told you several times, there is only one spirit. So this is argument after that. Anything you say after that, which says it may not be one spirit, you're arguing with me. So go to hell. I don't care. Okay, I will not answer these questions. Any other question like this, anyone sends me, I'll just say nonsense. Next question. I don't care. Anyway, let's go to something more interesting than this nonsense this person wants to ask. Yeah. Okay. You have something else which would be more appropriate to talk about than the nonsense he utters?
No, I mean, you say so many times to us as well that we shouldn't talk about things that we have no knowledge, and we're just doing wrong to ourselves when we utter these kind of nonsense, like you say, right? Like, I mean, we are wronging ourselves, we are not wronging anybody else. And yes, you've clarified so many times that Holy Spirit, one, Gabriel, highest messenger, blows life into us.
The most
He
powerful.
most powerful. He guides the heart of your heart and hearts of the believers with will of the God. And so, yeah, no,
He is the prime guide from
yeah,
God. When
yeah,
they say baptism of God, the baptism of God is with His Spirit. And the word mercy, rahma, comes from ruh. So He is the actual mercy of God on us, because when He established the Spirit on us, we are truly guided. Before that, we are flailing left and right, lost in our own thoughts, have no understanding, including the messengers. Muhammad was astray.
then he was chosen and
Then he
guided.
was guided by God. He was astray. People say, oh, he was always pure and bullshit. Nonsense. It's written. He was astray. God guided him. He was needy. He made himself sufficient. What happens to me? The same thing. Happens to us the same thing. You think I was guided? I was astray completely, totally going to hell most of my life till I started turning when 9/11 happened in true form. I started turning in 2001. And in 2005, I became an actual Muslim when I was told by my people that I was a Muslim 36 years before that, or
Yeah.
something like that, 37. So this is where my story is, and every other messenger is similar. I mean, Moses wasn't guided. He even says, I was astray. I did it then when I
But
was astray, and joins me my Lord and made me from the messengers, sent me command and made me from the messengers. You think it's different for the rest of us? There's one person or two or three that are different. Their names are Jesus, Yahya, who is John, so called John the Baptist, and Mary. They are the ones who are chosen to be guided before their time comes, normally at the age of like 40 or 35 or whatever it is that God chooses. They were guided from the beginning. Yeah, Mary was purified in the earth. The angels came and told her. Yeah. So here's a question. Can it be said that the Jews and Christians are also Muslims if they believe in the God but do not believe in the Quran? They cannot reject the Quran. They cannot reject the Bible. They cannot reject the Torah or any other book of God or any other messenger of God or any other prophet of God or any angel of God or the hereafter. If they don't know any of that and they have no knowledge of that, then they will be Muslims, but they have knowledge of the Torah and the Bible. And if they follow that, then only the Jews, some of the Jews might be Muslims. The Christians cannot be, because the Bible tells them that they are children of God, first of all, somehow, and it doesn't say that in there, but Jesus is certainly son of God, which obviously they cannot be Muslims believing that. If they don't believe what the Bible says about that and believe what the Quran says, that's the only way they're going to repudiate that, so they have to believe the Quran. Or they have to come to the conclusion that the Bible is lying to them when they say there is more gods than one, i.e., Jesus is Son of God and they're children of God. When they reject that and they say there's only one God, and then they say they back off from all that they believe other than that, then they become Muslims. Jews, Muslims, or Christians, whoever what they're called, they are not Muslims until they make God, one of Him, in their hearts. They submit to Him and they say whatever else we believe till now is nonsense, which is what they believe. Nonsense. They cannot believe in the Bible and the Torah and be Muslims. The Torah, sure, but if you look at the whole Torah and the Talmud, then that's what they fall for, just like the so called goddamned Muslims who are not Muslims. They believe in the Quran and add nonsense, garbage, poppycock, total absolute nonsense around the Quran, garbage, and then they think they're still Muslims. No, they're not going to be Muslims. They aren't Muslims. They've destroyed the words of the Quran. They've changed the meanings of the words, just like the Jews did with the Torah. They changed the meanings of the words after its placing. So They're not going to be Muslims after that. Once you screw around with the book of God and make your thoughts over the book of God, which all of them do, you can no longer remain Muslims. Now, if you don't know any of these books, or you don't have the patience to learn them, and you say, my Lord, you are one, I don't understand what's going on in the earth, so you are one, I don't believe these people because they're doing obvious nonsense. Through common sense, you can look at these morons and what they tell you to do in the religions on the earth, all of them, not one.
Yeah.
The Hindus, the Sikhs, the Buddhists, the Jews, the Christians, the so-called Muslims, the atheists, all their religions. The atheists have religion as well. They're atheists. Yeah, that's their
Yeah.
religion.
Yep.
And when you look at them, you go, "Oh my God!" And where do I go? To God in your heart, and that's it. And reject everything else, and then try and find out the truth through clear understanding and connection with God. He won't let you go astray if you're a true Muslim. But most of them are not true Muslims out there. None of them are true Muslims. Like Abraham, Abraham almost sacrificed his son as a trial from God. He did not. People ridicule God for making Abraham kill his son. He did not kill his son. That did not happen. That is nonsense. Absolute garbage. He stopped him when he saw that he had submitted enough. Okay? The full submission to that command would have been killing his son, obviously. That did not happen. God wanted to see to what extent he would go to obey his visions that he saw in his sleep. And at the time when he turned, rolled over Ishmael to chop his head off, he stopped him. This was a trial. This was a trial, Claire, he told Abraham. Yeah, have you completed the trial? And then he freed him with a sacrifice great, which was the sacrifice of an animal, which we all do in Jerusalem as believers when we can during the 4 months that Hajj can be completed, the contention. Visit the old house in Jerusalem, stay 2 days, and sacrifice an animal, feed everyone around, remember God, pray a lot, see the signs of God, and after 2 days, you can go back, or after 10 days if you want, but minimum is 2 days for the normal person. There are other corollaries where if you cannot provide the sacrifice of an animal, you have to fast 3 days while you're there and 7 when you return. There are different corollaries, and especially those who are keepers of the house, they don't have to do certain things. The keepers of the mosque, the sanctified in Makkah, they don't have to do certain things if they can't provide a sacrifice.
And cut your hair.
Yeah, and cut your hair, yeah, and provide an offer. Yeah. I mean, there are many things, but like fundamentally, it's giving that offering. Yeah. That
Yes.
is the whole thing. Why we sacrifice an animal there and feed. It's not like about sacrificing the animal and that's it. No, it's the piety he sees from us. And then you feed the people. And say, oh, what is this killing animals? What, you don't kill animals to eat on the earth? What is wrong with you people? I
Yeah.
mean, total nonsense is what is running the earth. Complete garbage is what they feed you about everything. Nobody's taught the reality of what's going on in in the unseen, which I know more than anyone else on the earth today. I mean, I know from God what not you know. Period. You don't know what I know. None of you on the
No,
earth.
no.
You cannot know that because we're the messengers. We know from the God what not you know. Noah told his people, I know from the God what not you know. Jacob said to his sons, I know from the God what not you know. So we are higher. We are inspired. We are guided. We are shown the unseen in ways you cannot imagine. That's the way of God. He shows the signs to whoever he wishes, and he brings the signs to whoever he wishes. And then those that he wishes will present to you the signs as well, if wishes the God. It is not without the wish of God, yeah? So, anyhows. So, one more question and then we wrap it up for today, I think. Till then, we can chit chat. Today's been a fiery session, yeah?
Yeah.
You ask nonsense to us, and you will get a response you are not looking for and not looking forward to, and you will not like, and I don't care. Moses called his people ignorant. When they passed through the river, the sea, they parted the sea, they came over a people that were serving idols. And they turn to Moses and they say, oh, Moses, Make to us God like what to them gods. And Moses turns to his people, you are ignorance.
Yep.
This is after everything happened. So you can understand how the believers are
Yep.
nonsensical fools, most of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, one more question. How to identify the first lunar month during which is the month of Ramadan exactly? No one in the Quran. No, there is no way to see which is the first lunar month. When you start time, you call that the first lunar month. If you've lost track of time, the first new moon you see, you start your first month from. That's it. And you call that Ramadan. And the other 11, you can call 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then Ramadan again. That's how it works. Yeah. I missed it today. Sorry, I missed it today. Who is this music of wars? Who is this guy? Music, not wars. I missed it today. I don't know who that is. Is it the same guy? Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah,
You,
the moon. The years are counted with the moon and the sun and the stars. By the way, there is a solar year, or the sun year, and there is a moon year. Oh, it's Imran. Okay, so the moon year is when this you can start it from the new moon to the new moon. You know, some people can say you can start it from the full moon to the full moon. Does it matter? Not really. It has
no.
no meaning. You know, you set up the standard you want. The logical standard is that you have the new moon to the new moon. That's what they do. But the other can also be logical, from the full moon to the full moon, right?
Yes.
There's nothing in the Quran that says start from the new moon. I haven't seen that. Have you
No.
anywhere? No. And and the other is the solar year. The solar year you can see when the star, you mark a star in the sky, and when it returns back to its same place, that is one solar year. So you have to see it every day at the same time. You have to see that star in the sky, and it will keep moving around. And in 360 some days, 65 or 64, I don't know what it is, it will come back to the same spot. And that is the solar year. Now, there are many other ways you can figure that out through looking at the sun as well. But, that's up to you how you measure it. How they measure it, they're deluding you. Yeah. So, so here's another one last, and then we're out of here. Can you explain Please also explain the measure and measurement of time in the Quran, of days, weeks, months, and years. Okay, so there is no such as weeks in the Quran. There is no 7-day week anywhere. That's all man made or made by whoever in the past, but the Quran does not verify that or corroborate that in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so the measurement is day, month, and years. And like I said, years you can measure via the moon and the sun, both. In the Quran, the year of the moon is referred to as Amma, Amma, something like that. And the Sinin are the sun years. This is the Arabic word. Is it Amma? Yeah, Amma is I believe, uh, the lunar month, and Sinin are the sun month, no, year. And the Sinin are the
Look,
solar year.
no, Sinina the solar year.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
Sinin
sorry.
are the solar year,
Yeah.
and the Amma are the lunar years. Yeah, and lunar years are shorter by about 10 days than the solar years. That's all. I mean, you can measure it any which way you want, doesn't matter. But there are no weeks. This week is a man made invention, and there are no days that are named, that they've created this Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day of prayer. Nonsense, garbage. The word in the Quran is Jumu'ah, which is togetherness. It's the day of togetherness, day of coming together. It doesn't have to be once every 7 days. It doesn't have to be once every 20 days. It can be once how many ever days you can manage. It can be once every third day. It can be once every 10th day. It can be once every 30 days. or every 2 months, whatever, whichever is easy for the believers, because we don't have this kind of technology throughout mankind. Soon, when God destroys this uh, generation, we will end up with nothing again. So, how are you going to get together every week when don't have the ability to come together, or you'll be in smaller groups? You can do that. You can say per week. I'm not saying you can't make this week 7 day and do the cycle. Do it. But God hasn't told you to do it. It has nothing to do with God. It's you have set it up this way. There is no 7 day week. People say, oh, well, God made the earth in 6 days, then sat over the throne. And that is the seventh day. Really, it doesn't say that at all in the Quran. He created the earth and the heavens, the earths and the heavens in 7 days, then sat over the throne.
Six
That
days.
sorry, 6 days. Sorry, I mean 6 days and then sat over the throne. That doesn't make that the seventh day, okay? Because those days aren't our days today. They are not counted as our days like we count the days today. They are not. They're not the same days as us, obviously. They are days as how God makes them, because He says that this, like we read in chapter 32, that He sends down the command from the heaven to the earth, and it rises to Him in a day, measure of it 1,000 years from what you count. What do you think that means? What do you think that actually means? It means the intricacy of the whole situation that He sees. He sees at levels of time that we cannot understand. We have instants, moments, nanoseconds, and microseconds. No, He sees it at a level we cannot understand. Okay, so that's why nothing can happen without His will and authority on the earth. Nothing can happen. Everything is happening with His will. He lets it happen. He commands it to happen. Both of those things are happening. He lets it happen, all the evil that we're doing. Then He grabs us and smashes us into smithereens while we cry out and weep and say we are wrongdoers. Yeah. Anyway, this is it. I'm not going to go any further. We end it here. So next week, if wishes the God, we will convene again at 1 p.m. New York time. Until then,